how good those guys were, what that meant for them?
Yeah, I think it was just All-Star match was just for fun for those guys, right? It was an opportunity just to be part of just a special event. And there, not too many years ago, the NWCA All-Star match was a big deal, right? Something that kids really wanted to compete in college. And then you're a top, title contender, 1-2. So I thought it was great. Guys wrestled, I think, pretty darn good, but with room to improve, which is good. Little things. So, but I thought it was a good event. I thought our guys wrestled well. Tough competition, right? And to get that right away early, you just got to make sure that's a blessing for us, so we can kind of learn and get better and improve.
But a couple of days before that at Army, did you see progress there?
Yeah, I think our guys look good in Army as well. I mean, it's November, right? But so you're looking more for effort and just the way they're competing. Little things you can fix along the way, help them. But yeah, I think the guys wrestled well for the most part, and good effort, good energy at Army, and it was a chance to get a bunch of matches in.
How difficult was it maybe to have those three guys prep for that All-Star Classic? Trying not to give too much away this early in the year for downright.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky match, right? I mean, those are potential NCAA final matchups, right? I mean, you got to win every match to get there. It's easier said than done, I guess. But yeah, I mean, what happened November won't really mean anything, the next go around, and I don't think that counted on the record or anything along those lines. So it was just for fun. But as a competitor, you're always looking back, and I mean, I think our guys are looking back and just trying to figure out how they can improve upon that as we move forward. And wrestling great competition like that will definitely show you your areas of focus. So.
What can you say about the start that Aaron's off to this season? I know he's always really good, obviously, and a good starter, but it seems like he's shot out of the can a little bit more so this year. Maybe because of that All-Star match.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't wrestled since I think the Nationals last year, right? So it was good to see that he had made good progress, I'd say, right? Yeah, he looked great. His shots look good. There's always little things he can improve on and he knows about. And he's not a guy that's ever going to be satisfied with where he's at. And he knows his opponent is tough and will be tougher next time, right? So, but yeah, Aaron looked good and he's wrestling great. But like you're saying, I mean, his goal is he wants to win the NCAA tournament, of course, but he wants to be a world level champion. So. And if you're going to do that, you got to continue to show, some progress, and he's showing that, so it's a good sign.
Are you still? I mean, again, it's early, but 157 with Haines winning. You know what I mean? Does that mean anything, or
yes and no. I mean, we knew, those guys are close, and Levi's a great competitor. He's a tough kid. He's going to wrestle great in big matches, and being young, he should continue to improve, right? He's got the right mindset. But Terrell's wrestling really well also, and I think he's a different wrestler than he was a year ago. And for us with Terrell, we just want to see him go compete. He's always been a great competitor in that he's wrestled in some big matches, but he's lost some close matches to some really good wrestlers over the years, right? So just hoping to see him just believe in himself enough that he can make a jump and kind of get over the edge there. But yeah, I think that's something we'll just kind of let play out over the year.
Haines will have 4 more dates. So do you want to try to get him those 4?
3, right? Because he wrestled in 2 opens. Yeah. But yeah, we're tracking all that stuff. But right now, it's not necessarily about which dates can we wrestle this guy, that guy. I mean, we're trying to get our team ready for March, right? Which we want to wrestle when doing all that stuff, but. Development is, I don't know if that made any sense. So it's not like, hey, how do we win this dual meet? Let's wrestle these freshmen or not. That's not really. Obviously we believe in Terrell and his abilities, and so.
I imagine Roman's obviously a really big piece for you guys in March. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to get this wrong, but on media day, I think you said that you guys would, I'm paraphrasing, you guys would kind of be careful with him and some of the times he goes. How are you determining that? How much you use him before March, and I guess what goes into that?
Well, when he's, I think, for the most part, we kind of looked at the schedule early and just kind of said, hey, these are the matches we'd like you to wrestle in, and that we're probably going to need you in. But ultimately, it kind of, comes down to him and what he wants to do as a kid that's coming back for another year. And I want to wrestle everybody every match. That's just because why wouldn't you want to do that, right? But it's probably not going to happen.
How much did Tuesday's match maybe help? What was his mindset like when he came off to beat Cassioppi and kind of getting that monkey off the back?
I think that was a big match for him. I think he's seen progress in just personally in his wrestling, but in that case, it's you're talking about him against one of the toughest guys in the country, and you can see the progress he was making against him in the individual matches. So that's a little unique situation, but win, lose, or draw, I'd still come back and get better on Monday, right? So, but I think that was a good match for him, and he left some points out there too. Aaron left some points out there too. So just tightening up some things and being a little. I think that just comes from getting more matches under your belt, but yeah, I think Greg's on a nice path right now.
You have a couple of good atmospheres probably coming this weekend, and some decent matchups, especially like for Van Ness, even Facundo. What are you looking for from those guys in that type of setting?
Yeah, I think they're competitors. They've wrestled in big matches their whole lives, so I wouldn't expect them to be anything other than themselves, and that's all we would ever hope or ask out of anybody is just be yourself. But yeah, it should be a great environment both Friday and Sunday, and against some tough teams, a lot of tough kids, and just see how we do.
Carter did a sit-down interview this summer, and I've gone back and I think it was with Flip, but I've gone back and I've watched it like twice now, and it's one of the most intense interviews I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Is he, and this is a tough question with this sport, is he one of the toughest, or not toughest, but one of the most intense guys you've ever coached? Is that fair to say?
I think he's he's definitely intense. He works really hard. Definitely a guy that you're trying to get him to do less, not do more, which is a blessing, I would say. But I don't see him. I think he's a tough competitor. Obviously, super tough the way he competes. I don't see him as. I think he's relaxed before he competes, and he's relaxed when he's training. So I didn't listen to the interviews, but I heard some of the things that were said, and I think he has a good time. He likes competing. He likes to hype things up. Like full wrestling and the NWCA. I mean, part of that whole deal was
selling it a little bit.
Yeah, they expected the guys to sell the match, and I think he enjoys that, and he puts some effort into selling the match. But I don't. When I think of Carter, I think of him as he's a tough kid. I mean, he won the Nationals last year with a broken hand. I mean, he had surgery after the Nationals. Won the Big Ten with a broken hand. He's a very tough kid, and it didn't really ever faze him the whole time. He's saying, "Oh, I'll be fine, coach. Don't worry about it. I'll be good." I'm like, okay, well, when you have a broken hand, so. I don't know.
Not another one.
Yeah. He got it done. So yeah, exactly. I mean, he's super positive and very relaxed, but I think he's definitely intense, and he's very clear on what he wants to do, and he wants to be the best in the world. So.
Anything else?
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.